online movement. But I also want to be transparent during this time. It's a challenge for all of us. And some of you may be going through some certain challenges yourself as an individual, as a parent, as a husband or a spouse, and as a mother or as a father. Some of you might be even dealing with, maybe your spouse has been laid off because of new shelter in place and they're not able to go to work. Some of you might be dealing with your own children, trying to manage with them and keeping them engaged with activities and making sure they're also not eating up everything in sight at the house. Also, just dealing with the social emotional needs of ourselves because we're not able to go and visit our friends, go and visit our personal family members, or even seeing our coworkers on a daily basis. We're all dealing with that. But there's also some new frustration and concerns you may have as an individual, as an educator, like how am I going to meet the needs of all of my students in this new online movement? But I want to show you that's what makes Wyatt special. I've been blessed to be the leader of the school for 8 months almost now. And there's 4 things that I've learned, I've seen you model as educators on our campus in 4 areas: dealing with truth, honor, loyalty, and justice. In the area of truth, I've seen you being able to be transparent with one another and as me as the leader of the school on things that are working well and are not working well. In the area of honor, I've seen you being fair and hold integrity with one another, and as well as having high expectations for our students. In loyalty, this is the first school that I've ever worked at that have had so many students that are alumni that have come back and want to work at their own school. Then you also shown a great deal of commitment for the hours that you put in before school, after school, and even on the weekends so that our students are successful. In justice, you've been advocates for your own classrooms and for the students at large to make sure that we meet the moral rights and needs of all of our students. When we think about education, when we think about educators, what makes us special? Well, there's 4 things that makes us special. It goes in the area of us being creative, being able to be flexible, working with enthusiasm, and working with passion. So during this shelter in place, as educators, we are still expected to educate our students at home. And you're probably thinking, how can I do this? How can I educate my students at home? Let me tell you some things that you might be thinking about. I don't have all of my resources as I do in the classroom. I don't have my Promethean board. I don't have a whiteboard at home. How will I connect with all of my students? I'm not even familiar with all of these online resources that the district are providing for me to utilize in this online movement. But I'm here to tell you that you're ready. You're ready for the online movement. Because if you have these 3 things, you are ready. Do you work with passion? Do you have enthusiasm? Are you flexible? Those 3 things together, they will produce creativity. And that's what we need to have during this online movement. So as a campus that breaks down to departments, which breaks down to even individuals, co-workers, we all need to do an inventory. We got to do an inventory of our teacher tool belt. What all do I have in my tool belt? And then what really am I expert in my tool belt? Because I'm calling for you, the experts, to train and develop other staff members so that we can meet the needs of our students so they're successful during this online movement that is about to take place. The truth be told, the only way this is going to happen is teamwork. Teamwork is have to pull together to make sure that our students are successful. But I have no doubt that Wyatt Nation will pull together and be successful during this time. But before I leave you, I want to share something I learned a couple of years ago, well actually almost 20 years ago. It deals with excuses. Excuses are the tools of the incompetent that build bridges that lead to nowhere. Those that specialize in using these tools seldom accomplish anything. So as we move forward, we know what our district is building is new. This is totally new territory. So it's not going to be perfect, and there's going to be some flaws in the system. But us as Wyatt Nation, we cannot let the excuses get in the way, because we're here for one reason, and one reason only is for our students. So we want to make sure that our students are successful. So tomorrow morning, you're going to get a very important email between 8 and 9 o'clock. It's going to lay out the new expectations for you as an educator, for me as a principal of the school. What is the expectations for us moving forward in this online movement? So please be alert and be ready for this email that's coming to you tomorrow morning. And then we will follow up with a faculty meeting later on the evening to probably address any questions that you may have. Thank you for your time. Continue to be safe. And let me get back to my bush trimming before I get in trouble with the wife.